because what you're going to do as a customer, you're going to be like, well, they pay this. And then how come I should pay this? Well, you're getting like the greatest price for a majority of the product that you're buying anyway.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people don't realize what actually goes into all of it and how many different steps. There's so many. Okay, this is something we actually can talk about. Let's talk about how many steps there are before something actually gets to a bike shop. So it has to be made, then it has to be shipped to the company,
No, no,
right?
no, no. You're missing. You're
No, I'm
missing.
missing one. I'm missing one. Materials.
No, you're
Materials.
missing before that too.
Materials like
What
collecting
are we
them,
talking
making the
about?
materials.
Aftermarket or catalog?
Let's just talk about if I was going to, no, like anything. I'm talking about the process of it being made.
Okay, well, let me explain one thing you're forgetting. Are you making it or are you picking it out of a catalog?
The first creation of something. So let's just say you're making it.
Okay, you're making it. You have to pay for the mold or you have to pay for the tooling.
Well, no, hold on. Someone else got another step before that. It's one, somebody's got to design it. Like the company has to exist and someone has to design it. Then,
Yes, but the person has to get. All right, go ahead. Well, that's right,
well,
but
that's the first
I'm
step. Then from there, you go into what you were saying.
I'm going by what as my job because we make all of our own
Yeah,
product
so someone's designing it. You're making your own stuff. So then you got to get the molds and all of that,
or the tooling,
or the
depending on
tooling.
what you want.
So then we have to put in a little insert here. This should be like a clip. Like we need to clip this and make it a video later. But so then you get all the molds and stuff. Then you got to think on the other hand, before you even have a material to make a handlebar, someone's got to get it out of the ground. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it doesn't just appear as tubing at the factory. Someone's got to come get that out of the ground, make the tubing. So then you got to get the materials once you got your molds and all of that tooling figured out. So then someone's making it. So think about all of the different shipping steps that come in between there. This is why stuff costs as much as it does and why it's so hard to make parts and make unique parts that no one's ever made before. So you got all these different processes. Now you get to the stage of making something. The people make it. Then what happens from there? Once it's made at the factory, where's it? Like, does it go to the
No, no,
company?
you skipped again.
Which
So
one?
you have to have a designer. Then you got to pay the tooling and the mold once he sends it in.
Yeah.
Once he sends it in, you got to pay for the shipping for that one item to come. It comes in and you take a look at it and it's in a
Oh, you're talking
3D
about
form.
prototyping?
Yeah, you have to do prototyping.
Yeah.
Then it comes in and you say, I don't want this, I don't want that. You then call them back and they have to redesign it and remake it. Then then when you get this made, they have to make that one item, just one. So you have the tooling and you have the mold or whatever, right? A mold is plastic, tooling is metal, whatever,
Yeah.
not right? Let's go that route,
Yeah.
right? Then they say, in order for us to do that, you have to commit making X amount before we'll give you what you want. So in order for us to do this, you have to buy, let's just say 500 of that. But once you make 500, you got to do another 500 on top of that to commit for the 500 you have for now. Does that make sense? So like you got to pay 500 and then have another 500 made because okay, either way if I
Yeah, we don't have to talk about because we're literally just talking about the process of from the very beginning till the person who's riding
you
it
have
has
to
it on
buy
their
X
bike.
amount of that. I'm trying to explain in order to get it, you have to buy a quantity.
Yeah, you
You
have a
have to
minimum.
commit to a quantity. Huh?
You have, in order for a company or a factory, wherever it's at, to want to work with you, you have to buy a minimum from them, or else they're not interested in doing your work because it doesn't make them enough money.
Yes.
So from there, someone makes stuff. Everything we got up to this point, someone makes the stuff.
Right.
Then there's the thing of they're packaging it to get it to you or whoever is the next step. Then there's the packaging side of things. So it either comes to you or wherever it ends up. Someone packages it for you to sell it.
You have to pay the designer to do the packaging
That
and
too.
whatever you want, or the
Yep.
company to do it.
Yep. That too.
Okay. So then after you do that, you have to pay your agent. Your agent's the one that does all the work that's over there. And then after paying your agent, you have to pay somebody that does all the shipping for you. So you got to pay duties and tariffs.
Yeah. So then you get the product. You're the company. You get this product. It's packaged, or you're gonna package it, whatever. Then from there, you're gonna go to a distributor. Some companies don't anymore. Some companies are the distributor. So there's another shipping fee. Then it's got to go to the bike shop or the mail order, or if you're buying it directly from the company, it goes to, they'll do it. But then there's another shipping fee that the customer pays from the mail orders or buying it directly from the company, or the bike shop pays to get it to them from the distributor. And then you finally have the opportunity to have a part.
Well, either way, the steps is like 25 steps. I
It's
swear to God.
insane. I've never actually thought that through from the very
Well,
beginning.
you skipped a lot.
Can we start
You're-
over? Can we start over and just go from the beginning again so that we just have a concise storyline here?
Well, the hard part for the concise is figuring out if it works out the first time that they design the part. And you're also figuring about paying for a patent or a poor man's patent or an American patent. You have to pay patents if you make an item like that you don't want other people to take.
Yeah, if you care enough to not let your idea get stolen.
Yeah, like the pivotal seat post is probably the greatest thing that's been made in BMX.
Well, that's only because it caught on and was so good. There's a
Yes,
lot of
but-
stuff that's been. Remember when Two Hip made that notched
Brake
out?
system?
No, the notched out fork and stem.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, the only thing that matters in BMX right now is just the pivotal seat post.
Right
That's
now,
the greatest thing done.
right now, but there's a lot of stuff that could have had the same thing happen too.
Right, but nobody's jumping on that bandwagon. Right now, nobody wants that two-hip thing. That's
No,
the thing I'm saying.
No one ever wanted it. I'm just saying that it could have happened if people ended up wanting it.
Right, but everybody wants a pivotal seat, so everybody owes Darcy I can't say the amount, but everybody owes him when they build it because it's his.
You have to pay, like, you're basically leasing the technology per piece whenever a company
Yes,
is like
you have to
making
pay
it.
him X amount for that piece. So either way, there's 25 steps before it comes, and you have to buy X amount.
It's insane. So let's go all the way back to the beginning because that was a cluster F of everything. One, somebody has to start a company because without a company, nothing's going to happen. Two, they got to have an idea and make their ideas, and maybe they're hiring a designer to figure things out there. Then once you get to the designer, there's a connection to a factory. I mean, I feel like do you have to pay to get connected to a factory?
You got to pay an agent.
Yeah, so you got your agent who connects you to the factory. And then from there, you have the prototyping stage where you get your design to them, you pay for the molds or the tooling. It goes back and forth. Before you can get a product, someone has to source the materials from the ground and get
Well, they got
those.
to build it and make it, yeah.
Yeah, so someone had to start that materials company too. Someone said that in the chat, which is a really good point. So that company had to start, and they had to figure all the stuff out. So once you get through prototyping and you go through paying to have molds changed and all this crap that gets crazy, you finally get to the point where you can have your final stuff that the company's going to charge you a minimum amount, or you're going to have a minimum amount of product made in order to even do it. From there, once they make it, they're going to package it up and ship it somewhere, wherever it might be. All while this stuff's going on, you're either designing the packaging yourself as the company, or you're having someone else do it. And then from there, you have to get that packaging. We forgot that step. Because
That's outsourcing. That's what they do. They do all of it for you in-house.
Some companies do it themselves too. but
Yes.
that has to be made too. Your packaging's got to exist. So then someone's got to package it, whether it's you or you're outsourced and they do it all in house or whatever. Then it has to get shipped again, because if it's not happening in house, it's going somewhere else. Then it's got to come to you or your distributor, because I'm sure that there's some distributors that get stuff directly instead of going to the company first, because that just makes sense.
Right. Well, the distributors and the whole thing, you work through forwarders for them over there, overseas. So they'll just get it from overseas, and then you do it. You work for the forwarders for Mexico and Canada and
Then
Puerto Rico and all that weird stuff.
another aspect to this that we didn't mention is that all of this has to come over on shipping containers, and you have to fill a shipping container, or you're paying for a full shipping container, or you're splitting it with someone else.
And I can't even tell. I literally really bad want to tell you how much a shipping container is.
We're not going to do that, but it's crazy.
It's so fucked.
So
It's
so you
literally
want
a
to pack
container.
that
You
thing
could
as
buy a
full
new
as
car for some of this shit.
so you want to pack that thing as full as you possibly can, especially if you're buying a whole one to bring it over. Then at that point, the distributor has it or you have it to send directly to a customer. Then the bike shop comes in. They order it from the distributor or from you. You send it to them, which they're paying for, or the mail order, which they're paying for the shipping and all of that stuff. Then at that point, the customer comes in and they're paying the final shipping, unless you give them free shipping at the mail order and you're covering it. And at that point, someone has it and can put it on their bike.
You see this?
Yep.
That's how much margins are in it for everybody.
Yeah. So
Now,
literally, let's connect all of the dots here. Every single one of those steps, someone is getting paid.